The proud nation of Brazil has given the world many wonderful things. Caipirinhas, hot air balloons, that vanishing spray referees use for free kicks. But nothing has shaped the world in the 21st century more than the Brazilian butt lift. Unfortunately, this week, the noble bunda has come back to haunt the people of the great Brazilian nation, as three wonder kids saw their footballing dreams destroyed after a dalliance with the porn star behind Ass Parade. Also coming up on today's show, Neymar inherits $1 billion from a dead man he's never met. And Lamine Yamal ships in 70 Playboy bunnies. My name is Jack. Hello, Zach. Hi, JP.
Hi, fellas.
Full fucking house. We're all back together.
We are.
The 18. Yeah, let's talk about porn stars. Zach came back early from his holiday, especially
when
he heard
Excited.
When I heard the headline for this week's.
I heard the words Brazilian bunda, and he was on the next Ryanair like a fucking greyhound.
It's true.
You guys having a good international break?
I know you boys have been watching a load of World Cup qualifiers, but Spain hammered Turkey 6-0. Arsenal's Moreno got a hat-trick. You might remember Arteta stuck him up front last year. Yeah.
That's always seemed like a bit of a joke at the time.
That was. Well, I mean, there must be method in his madness, because clearly the Spain manager came out this week and said he's world class. And our Yamal got 2 assists as well, so good result all round. And, after all that excitement, you might be forgiven for, maybe forgetting a thing or two. Anyway, it turns out after the game on the coach to the airport, Lamine realised that he's lost his passport. And
What's he like?
God bless the internet, because obviously someone's managed to film the whole thing, and we've got a great clip of it here.
So what, this is team bus?
This is team bus straight after the game. Just realising that he's lost it. He's frustrated. He's like, fuck.
Going through a suitcase.
Get my wheelie out. It's not in my wash bag.
Are they at the airport?
Yeah. Obviously the coach driver's involved.
This is in the stadium underneath the stadium.
Look, he's now leaving to get into a minibus.
He's on the phone to his mum telling him he's not going to be on the flight home.
Call the embassy.
And now he's just absolutely gutted. Not going to make the flight.
We obviously always say he is a teenager. He's got braces.
Yeah.
But we always say he's like just living the standard teenager life. This is straight out of the textbuk of teenage fuck up.
Yeah, it's holiday. Yeah.
There was a really, really good caption on Insta from Treku Artist 95.
Trek Artista.
Trek Artista 95, I should say. And I'm going to read this in a northern accent. A lot of my mates are northern as well, and they're going to absolutely slew me for this. But
a lot of my mates are not there.
Loads of northern mates.
I've got one. Lamine Yamal there, losing his passport in Turkey, screams Big Dave in Magaluf. Steaming, 2 hours kip all week, if that. Red raw, burnt to a crisp. Remember showing his passport to bouncers in Red Lion. Not seen it since. That were 3 days ago. Flight home's in 4 hours. British embassy's not far off being phoned. Arse is going shit in it is lad. I've got work in morning me.
I mean, losing your passport is your classic, lads. It's a great leveler. It's good to know it happens to him as well.
Yeah.
It's good you've got northern mates as well, because that might be considered a bit offensive, that accent otherwise.
Yeah. I've been ripped online many a time, and I'm sure I will again.
I mean, join the club.
Yeah.
So what happened? So he couldn't fly back with the squad?
He didn't fly home with the squad, but it didn't turn out that it was entirely lads' holiday vibes. So he wasn't on the 5:45 flight home via Bratislava. He ended up getting a private jet back to Spain. A few hours
so it's
later.
not a great leveler.
Yeah.
Can you fly on a private jet without a passport? If you're Lamine Yamal,
I'm presuming you can go to the embassy and get something sorted real quick.
I guess you don't have to stand in a queue.
Yeah.
Wonder kid.
Yeah. But we've heard some more gossip this week about his life back in Spain. So Spanish pap Jordi Martin has reported that Barcelona were given a couple of days off, and Yamal went to a restaurant called Jacqueline in Seville, which by all accounts isn't that unusual. But there are a couple of odd parts to this story. So first of all, he asked the management of the restaurant to invite a load of girls to the restaurant and gets given phone numbers for each of them, which again, if it's maybe 5 or 6 girls, you can handle that. But the next bit is slightly strange. So he then requests that restaurant management invite guests to be dressed as bunnies. which is given pure Playboy vibes.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
Playboy bunnies, right? Not the
Yeah.
fucking Easter bunny.
Yeah, so kind of like Hugh Hefner, and we were imagining sort of phones in a box kind of vibe on arrival. But the rumor is that there were 70 girls that came to the restaurant dressed as bunnies, which
70.
just feels like a lot for a dinner. Do you know what I mean? It's like
That's
70 girls dressed
Isn't
as
it like
bunnies.
I think isn't it like him and two mates?
Yeah.
it's like it's his mate and his mate's cousin. They're just like
Yeah.
18.
There isn't any photo evidence as far as we can see, but it's been reported quite widely on the net this week. So
Yeah.
I'm imagining when you see these what was it? There was like a TV show where they used to always do prank calls, and there's like someone who's like telling their mate what to say down the phone. It's like, tell us dress as bunnies. Tell us dress as
Just see if they
bunnies.
do it.
Make sure there's 70 as well.
And they did.
yeah.
Yeah. No restaurants will do that. You know, it's like, is it a special occasion? You can sort of you can get
Sort of.
happy birthday written in very nice handwriting and chocolate on a plate. But
If you imagine if you were in a restaurant like taking your son out for dinner and then all of a sudden fucking 70 Playboy bunnies come in. I mean, it'd be great for us actually.
yeah, I do. I again just living out every teenager's dreams. Isn't it? You gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He could have been a fucking Messi who's just like training. And good luck to him if he is. But he's living the life.
And
I
he's
feel
doing,
like
he's
he
doing
needs
both
to.
of them though, right?
He needs
he's
to
like,
lock in.
Yeah.
He's like the generational talent. I don't want him to end up like Neymar.
No, I want this.
Yeah,
I
come
want
on,
this.
I want
It's
this.
so good to have
This
a
is-
footballer who's having fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He's the most exciting
and-
player away from the pitch as well as on it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like he's still delivering on the pitch, so
Yeah.
He's still got braces.
Yeah.
It's
It's literally like fucking super bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're like still got braces, and you're just in a restaurant with 70 Playboy bunnies,
Yeah.
like, smoking cigars.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Good luck
I've
to
got a
him.
feeling he's going to be keeping the lights on here for some time to go.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. You know how football fans are like, oh, it's so exciting. He's still only 18 or whatever. We've got like 20
yes.
more years, and I'm like, we've got 20 more years of this, and it will turn seedy. At the moment, it's all good fun.
It's good natured, yeah.
Yeah, it'll turn a bit Neymar.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Neymar, Yamal isn't the only one who's cashing in the benefits of his fame lately. So recently, over in Brazil, this as yet unnamed billionaire died. And, this guy was childless, he was unmarried, but he got sick and sort of realised it was curtain soon. So he needed to get all his affairs in order, sort out his will and everything. And obviously he's got this enormous fortune. And he had to decide where it was going to go. Would he maybe donate it to the donkey sanctuary or that nephew from Fortaleza who always sent him a Christmas card? But in the end, he shunned those options and decided instead to leave all his worldly possessions to a Mr. Neymar.
Makes sense.
Bear in mind, Neymar has never met this guy.
Oh, they're not. It's not one of his.
No, it's not.
pals.
It's not like a mate or anything. I think he's just a fan.
Santos fan.
I assume so. So we're looking now at the legal documents, his will, and you can just about make out this bit that's highlighted at the bottom that says, Neymar da Silva e Santos Jr., which I never knew that was Neymar's full name.
Yeah.
But anyway, he goes on. So the document reads, explaining his decision. It says, "I like Neymar a lot. I identify with him a lot. He's not self-serving, something rare these days. His connection with his father reminds me a lot of the one I had with mine, who has passed away." Which does beg the question.
Yeah, I mean, so has he got? Has he read the room there?
Did he also pay for orgies for his dad?
Yeah.
Because that is the main thing that reminds me of
It
Neymar's.
comes to mind when you think of Neymar and his dad's relationship.
I suppose that would make you quite close to your father, especially if you were together.
Yeah, and
And,
probably
there's not many father-son
quite-
relationships like it.
Yeah, and I guess it would make you feel quite kindred spirits. With Neymar,
I like the way that
really.
he's put an
That kind of thing.
explanation, because even he could see how fucking ridiculous this is.
Yeah.
The need to be like, look, I like him.
Yeah,
That
but
is
like
Neymar's
don't
probably
know.
already worth a few hundred.
he's
mil,
the
isn't he?
last person who needs it.
Yeah.
But like you said, he felt like he needs to really explain it. So in the document it says he makes a statement that he's in full judgment, free from any coercion or inducement, and that the decision was made solely due to his identification with the player.
I'm a football fan.
Maybe he
Yeah.
loves parties and
Yeah.
brasses as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like he's
slightly
talking
wouldn't-
about his whole
Wouldn't
outlook.
surprise me. Yeah. But yeah, it's all go through court at the moment.
Wow.
Neymar's yet to comment.
Shock.
Presumably in the lobby of some super yacht shop right now, just eyeing them up.
I wonder what he'll do. I reckon he'll give a bit to charity. I
mean,
always,
he's got to,
as I
surely.
argue every time he comes up, I think he's basically a decent guy who just likes to party and gets
I
injured.
don't know. I feel like he's the worst person you should leave that money to.
Yeah.
He's just going to spunk it all playing online poker with Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah, there's going to be some bad shit, isn't there? There's going to be some. I mean, how would you even spend it?
Yeah.
It's like the plot of a film.
Yeah.
In a way, is it that different to a slightly dotty old lady leaving it to her cat, which like, has happened for.
That has happened. So I've found a couple of other funny bequests from wills. So Leona Helmsley, who is this American multi-billionaire, she decided to leave her Maltese dog $12 million, and this dog ended up having to go into hiding because it was facing death and kidnap threats. Dog napping, I guess.
Yeah.
Who looks after the money for the dog? Because the dog can't spend it physically,
Yeah, it
right?
goes. So there's a few cases of this, but it basically gets like they want their animal to continue living this like life of luxury.
Right.
Does it need 12 million to do that?
I mean, some of the things.
They have their own houses.
so
and
is there
cars
like
and
a-
staff?
Is there like a dog carer that then looks after the money?
Yeah. So there was another one. So Karl Lagerfeld, you know, the fashion designer. He had this cat called Choupette.
Of course,
It's quite-
it's called Choupette.
Quite famous in its own right, this cat. And when Carl was alive, the cat apparently had 2 personal maids to look after it, and it would dine at the table with him. Anyway, Carl died in 2019 and left the cat millions in his will. And to be fair to Choupette, it also makes a fair bit itself. It's done shoots with Kylie Jenner, Naomi Campbell.
Oh, it's good. It's got some
And
side
it's
hustles.
still working now, even since.
Oh, really? So that's kind of
So
Choupette's money.
it's bringing in money itself. But you know, after Carl died, he wanted it to continue living its life, so left with this money. Apparently, it still now sleeps on a pile of designer clothes. Holidays in Saint-Tropez. It's got a little Louis Vuitton bag for when it goes travelling.
Oh my god, we're looking at a picture of it on a jet.
Living its best
private jet
life.
on its birthday.
Bottle of expensive
I mean-
champagne there.
I mean, surely it's not eating the cake.
Yeah, or drinking the champagne.
I don't know. I reckon
Tulips.
Well, there's flowers. You can see how the bills start to rack up if it's got a private
got a
jet.
I
private
won't
jet.
fly without my tulips, darling.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought Karl Lagerfeld looks like a total wrong.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is a bit of a diva as well. This cat,
I bet.
which
I bet.
you know,
Jesus.
What happens to the money when the cat dies?
So I know with what's her name, the American billionaire Leona Helmsley, it got donated to some charity after the cat died. So it was like basically give this cat,
yeah.
give this no, it was a dog with her, give this dog the life every dog has
Best
dreamed
security.
of. Yeah, is eating steak for breakfast.
You've got to really trust the person that's like in charge of the estate, because the dog or
Yeah.
cat can't say anything, can it?
Yeah, true.
You know.
Oh
like-
yeah, you're laughing if
police it?
you're the one who's appointed to look after the cat. You're going to Saint-Tropez on a private jet.
The, ca-
Yeah.
the cat can't complain.
You
Yeah.
do have to tell people that your boss is a cat. It is a bit demeaning. It's a
To
good
be
laugh,
honest,
do you know what I mean?
I'm surprised
This is
I'm
a
willing to pay.
Choupette's just fucking dug me out.
You're a fucking nightmare
I
today.
didn't look after his tulips and he's just dug me out.
Got my annual review next week. It's gonna... Very nervous. I think we mentioned this story on Patreon a couple of weeks ago. That Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson had this chimpanzee called Bubbles who
yeah.
like travelled everywhere with him. And after Michael Jackson died, Bubbles went into this zoo. It was probably a similar deal to this, like living the life of luxury. But there's a story on Bubbles' Wikipedia that apparently when it found out that Michael Jackson was, probably a nonce, it tried to kill itself.
Because he couldn't live with the shame.
You got no options. You got no options at that stage, have you?
Everything I believed in is a lie.
Someone's
My
obviously
millions are tainted.
someone has tampered
I
with that
know.
Wikipedia page.
How does a chimpanzee even do that?
I don't know. The other thing I was thinking is it a sort of Jeffrey Epstein situation that's like that chimp's seen too much.
Too much.
the chimps.
Yeah, weirdly, the security cameras in the zoo were disabled for an hour.
Oh, that is good.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Bubbles? Bubbles must be gone now.
I
wouldn't mind going and seeing
I'm actually
Bubbles.
not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do a bit of research.
But Bubbles. It was big into violin apparently as well. Bubbles.
Really?
Yeah. Like I'm not sure playing or just listening. Probably just
Probably
listening.
both.
But yeah. I hope he's doing all right. I think
Yeah.
the suicide attempt failed, fortunately.
Really good. Good.
So,
Hopefully he's still going.
We're all rooting for you. We wish you well,
Wish
Bubbles.
you well, Bubbles.
he's in the Priory now.
It's probably more the fact he'd been put in a fucking zoo than the fact that he
Yeah.
learned his
being
boss
in-
was a nonce.
Going from Neverland to a zoo must be quite hard.
He knew
Yeah,
about the
true.
fucking nonsense. Come on. If anyone knew, it was Bubbles.
Oh God. Couple more. Chuck Blazer. You remember Chuck Blazer? He was the pretty bent former FIFA official.
Grotesque.
He
bloke.
he had an apartment in Trump Tower, 2 adjoining apartments in Trump Tower, one for him, one for his cat.
Just sounds
Yeah.
seedy,
6K a
doesn't it?
month.
Just for the cat.
Yeah.
And that, I read that was being paid, the lease was being paid directly for the cat by CONCACAF, which is like the UEFA of,
Fucking
of
Ben.
North and Central America. Just on their list of expenses is a cat's apartment.
A little brown envelope slid under the door.
And
each
yet FIFA had the
month.
audacity to complain when we called them Ben.
Actually, speaking of jammy bastards, did you see Eric Ten Hag got a €6 million payout from Bayer Leverkusen? We mentioned you mentioned when I was away last week. You mentioned he got sacked by Leverkusen after 3
60
games.
days?
I think
Yeah.
60 days. So his payout comes out 100k a day for his thing.
Not bad for a couple of months' work, that
That's
is.
yeah.
Choupette numbers, that is.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's also been like quite a lot of leaking now from the club about what he did wrong, because obviously it looks bad for the club as well to sack someone that quickly.
Yeah.
And so they've been saying all this stuff about him falling out. Apparently he even fell out with the backroom staff that he brought with him, his mate. But the other accusation is that he was pushing the club to sign players who are represented by his agency.
What do you think he's going to get a bung for that? Or?
Well, supposedly, United spent 200 million on Rasmus Højlund, Andre Onana, and Anthony,
Great signings.
and I think all of those signings were brokered by his agency. So, yeah, make of that what you
Got to
will.
be careful there.
But I think he would obviously strenuously deny that he's doing that for any reason. I think he just said I trust the players. But yeah, that was one of the things.
I think he's got to have a bit of a break now, old Ten Hag.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's
Two
he going?
clubs.
Back to Ajax, I reckon.
You reckon?
He needs a rebuild
He does
somewhere
need a
a bit
rebuild.
quieter where
Yeah.
people respect him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
fella. Now, Lamine Yamal might be able to hop on a private jet if he drops his passport at a phone party. But for most youngsters, getting on any flight is a bit of a treat, isn't it? When you're a teenager going on a plane, it's quite exciting. Much like the under-17 squad at the Brazilian side, Atlético Goianense, who were recently flying off for an away game. Obviously, Brazil's a big country. You've got to jump on a plane for a lot of these. And these Brazilian teenagers had a couple of hours of free reign wandering the airport, which, it's heaven. Loading up on Blue Raz Elf bars, copies of FHM you can flick through in the shop. There's all kinds of excitement to be found in the departure lounge. And then, just when they thought their day couldn't get any better, they spotted a familiar face sitting down in departures. It was none other than adult star Alisa Sanchez, who you guys will of course remember from her famous roles in Asparade and Brazil Exposed 3.
I've seen both.
Yeah.
How could we forget?
Absolutely incredible work in that. And, like you or I would do, 3 of the lads immediately grabbed Alisa for a photo and lined up with the grand dame of Brazilian smut. And then they got this great pic, which we can see now. That's a nice little pic of all of them
Yeah.
together, grinning.
The lad on the end is most
he's
happy there.
buzzing. His idea, I think.
He's like, yes, lads.
So they got the pic and, immediately fired it out on all the social platforms to the giddy delight of their mates. And, the likes poured in. Everyone was absolutely loving it. Apart from the bigwigs at Atletico Goianense, who were not so impressed by this little picky in the airport and responded by ripping up the teenagers' contracts.
Fucking hell.
They sacked them.
For a photo, that's...
Yeah, so they blamed a lack of discipline and poor performance.
But the big wigs clearly knew who she was as well then. So it's like...
That's a good point.
You've all had a tug, so you should all go down.
That's a good point. How did you know it was a porn star? Checkmate. I think you should resign.
Yeah.
I should actually say the club denied it was for that reason. They say it was
Sure.
for poor performance, but I mean, I think the timeline speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Pretty unjust though, getting sacked for having a selfie with a porn star.
Yeah, it feels a bit much.
I'm
Not
thinking
really
this is
done anything wrong.
our first campaign.
Yeah.
Justice for the Ass Parade 3.
Are we going to chain ourselves to the offices of Pornhub?
Yeah. Asses out. Do an ass parade of our own, actually. A protest parade. Actually, this isn't the first time that ass parade has been mentioned on this pod. When I was looking at the story earlier in the week, I mentioned it to Zach, and you did like a flicker of recognition. You were like, "Oh,
Aspiration.
And I just thought it was your fucking grubby search history coming to mind. Like the flashbacks, the horrid
No,
flashbacks.
I've heard this before. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, so in February of this year, we talked about Iker Casillas, the goalkeeper, legend, Spanish goalkeeper, went on a date with this porn star called Claudia Bavel.
Yeah.
And it was the date where basically they were in a restaurant and she asked for some wine and he said, "There's a Lidl down the street, go and buy a bottle," because he's famously stingy. But she was also in Asparade.
Oh, I knew it.
Unfortunately, a different episode. I was trying to see if her and
Okay.
Alicia had crossed paths, but
No.
different scenes. But yeah, both members of the Asparade Mafia. The
I knew it because I've got the
the
DVD.
alumni.
I've got the DVD box set at home.
Yeah. So I guess you would have seen it on a different episode.
Yeah.
Can I borrow it?
You can borrow Asparade 1, Asparade 2.
Not 2.
Yeah, not 2.
Actually, Cloud.
Too soiled.
Really like to.
You don't want to borrow that
You
one.
might want to touch the cassette.
Actually, Claudia Bavel's the other film she was in, probably my favourite porn title ever, Lost in Fuckland.
Yeah.
Just lost, just wandering around. Bad place to get lost, in my experience.
Sounds like a good place.
You're not going to get directions. That's all I'll tell you. Anyway, yeah, these poor fellas who I think we now need to campaign
find
for
them.
the
them a new
restitution of,
Yeah.
who have just seen their whole football careers disappear before their eyes for the simple crime of wanking. It all seems unfair, and especially because Elisa Sanchez has actually retired from porn and is training to be a football referee. So
Oh,
we're
really?
looking at
Yes.
a picture of her now at an event where she's holding up an orange card. And I don't think that's typical uniform worn in the Brazilian top flight. But I think she is actually doing the exams to be a proper ref.
Yeah, why
Okay.
not? The
Yeah,
footballer
fair play to
So
her.
behind her in the
players
photo
could have
looks-
just said we were just getting a
Yeah,
thing
she's
with
my
her.
favourite ref.
It's probably
Up and
not why
coming.
they recognised her. But she's doing some refereeing. I was thinking that is quite a career change.
Yeah.
I know. Like the picture we're looking at, it looks like slightly novelty refereeing role. I would argue, but I think she, going into proper refereeing.
Do you not think that, like, because of her career as an adult star, as soon as that gets picked up by the press, it's obviously going to get press? So
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Daily Stars section that has like world's sexiest spearfisher. And it's just some like OnlyFans star who went fishing once.
yeah, that vibe.
Yeah, I was looking though. Mia Khalifa. You both give me very blank looks. Very
no,
famous
yeah,
porn star.
yeah.
She's quit porn, I think, and was doing a sports commentary role. She does like a daily show with Gilbert Arenas, who's that basketball player.
Yes.
We talked about him. We did a basketball episode. He's the one who got in a fight with a teammate in training. And the next day, the teammate walked into the dressing room and Gilbert Arenas pulled 4 guns on him. How do you hold 4 guns? Toes.
One in each foot. Yeah.
Sounds like a job for Elisa Sanchez. But yeah. So I think that's our first campaign.
Yeah, let's get him back.
Willing to let many things slide, even the Eagle Falconer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With his fake card.
first they came for Juan Bernat.
Yeah, exactly. At some point,
And
you
we said nothing. Actually, we didn't. We
you've
said
got to
quite
take a
lot.
stand.
Yeah.
We just take I was thinking those young lads. Do you think you get a contract at another team?
You've got to, surely.
I don't
So
get Brazil.
unfair.
It's like so loose in some ways, and then you get stuff like that where they're uptight.
Don't have photos with your heroes.
Yeah. Anyway, next time those lads are expressing their devotion for an adult film star, perhaps they'll be a little bit more discreet. And if you are worried about who can see you familiarising yourself with the oeuvre of Elisa Sanchez or getting lost in fuckland, then why not turn to NordVPN, which allows you to switch location to wherever you want and browse privately.
Got a VPN in Fuckland.
Switch location to Fuckland.
I don't think you need one in Fuckland.
anything
Everyone knows
goes.
your name in
I don't think-
Fuckland. There's no point trying to be
I
private.
don't think it abides by UK law.
What is an ass parade? Is that...
Yeah.
Well,
Is it very simply a parade of asses?
I think so.
I'm thinking like when they do like witness parades where you have to pick out the one who's like
guilty.
Identity parade, yeah.
Identity parade. That's what it's called. Where
Also, it's
pick
just
out
the
who
arses
mugged
you've got to say. Elisa Sanchez, Claudia
Yeah,
Babel.
You've got to pick out the porn star from.
And then one of them's just like me or you in the line. You gotta pick him out.
We should do our own one.
Yeah.
Guess whose ass?
Yeah, that's Patreon stuff, actually. Just 3 asses. That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah. Join us on Patreon for our ass parade.
It's the Christmas special.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you don't want people knowing if it's your ass in the photo or which country you're showing the ass from, NordVPN. It also means you can stream your favourite shows and content wherever you are, which is perfect for the football season. So you can watch sporting events that aren't available in your region, whether in Fuckland or otherwise. And the good people at NordVPN are offering Upshot listeners an exclusive discount. So go to nordvpn.com/upshot. And our link gives you an extra 4 months on your plan. And there's no risk because it's a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Great
You
deal.
can do a lot of browsing in 30 days,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
experience. These VPNs are very popular at the moment. Getting more
I
popular.
wonder why.
Yeah. nordvpn.com/upshot. And I put a link in the episode description box. And if you're watching on YouTube, there's a QR code on your screen right now where you can just scan that and it'll take you to NordVPN. So get on that exclusive deal.
It won't take you to Fuckland though.
It won't. Well,
Well, it will.
choose.
It's a few stage process.
You're already in Fuckland. That's why you want the fucking VPN. Now, it was, I would argue, one of the best transfer windows ever.
It was great.
Possibly the best. Very exciting. It had it all. Big signings, great deadline day, drama all the way through around your Isaks and your Wisas and others. And over in Spain, in the second tier, the execs at Burgos CF were toasting a major transfer coup. They were popping the carver because they were about to land the iconic Mexican goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa on deadline day. So you probably do remember him. He's 40 now, but he has been Mexico's keeper for ages.
Yeah,
He's an
I
icon.
remember,
And
yeah.
it was the 2014 World Cup.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He got man of the match, even in the game they got knocked out in. So he's a big star. It's a big deal. He, since then he's been playing around Europe in Spain, Belgium, but it's a big coup for Burgos. They're in second tier. And he came in, did the medical, the terms were agreed. Social media team had already devised some tedious wrestling themed announcement video. And all that was left was to sign on the dotted line. And Guillermo was sat in the seat with these execs about to sign when he suddenly sprung from his chair and said, I'm just going to nip out and grab a coffee and then I'll come back and sign. So like, yeah, go for it. There's a cafe down the street.
We've got the pen right here. You can just get a coffee after.
Yeah. He said, no, I'll just grab a coffee. So out he went to grab his flat white and the execs waited and waited. 15 minutes passed and then an hour. And eventually, like a jilted singleton whose blind date has climbed out the bathroom window, the Burgos execs realised what had happened. Ochoa had done a runner.
That's something out of a film there.
Yeah. I've not exaggerated the details there. He literally said he was getting coffee and then never came
Wow.
back.
Just see him running down the motorway.
So that was over a week ago, and they've been calling him ever since, and he's just not answering. He's completely ghosted them.
WhatsApp on one tick.
Yeah, he's gone. He's probably changed his number. They haven't heard. Haven't heard from him or his agent.
Have we heard from Ochoa at all?
No, so he's a free agent, so there's no like parent club who could sort of
Right.
speak on his behalf.
He's lost in Fuckland. I think.
Yes. He's definitely got his VPN.
Yeah, he's got his VPN.
Fired
on.
up NordVPN. So to be fair, so he's had a bit of a weird summer. So he has left his previous club and he's under a bit of pressure because the Mexico coach has said, I'm only picking players who are playing at the top level.
Right.
And Ochoa, as I said, he's 40, and this would be his 6th World Cup, which would be a joint record with Ronaldo and Messi. And it's obviously being hosted partially in Mexico, so it's a big deal. He really wants to play in it. And he thought earlier in the summer that he landed the perfect role because Real Madrid approached him and said, we're probably going to move on Andre Lunin, our backup keeper. Do you want to do that role? Perfect. But then Thibaut Courtois got injured, their first choice. And so Lunin just stepped in and they were like, oh, we don't really want to change stuff. So Ochoa was...
so now is he after a sort of like Premier League?
I guess... I don't know, but I guess in the contract signing, he suddenly was like, this isn't going to get me a World Cup spot. I think. I mean, is it a bit like, like you get Jehovah's Witnesses come to your house or like a charity mugger stops you in the street and you've made the mistake of entertaining the conversation. And then all you can think of is, how the fuck am I going to get out of this? What do I say? They're so good at keeping it going. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I remember Arjen Robben was supposed to join Man United when he joined Chelsea.
Yeah, we were both in for him.
Yeah, and he came to United and looked around the training ground. But Rio Ferdinand said that Robin turned it down because he didn't like the smell of the training ground.
Well, we do know it's a bit of a shithole. So.
Yeah. So maybe it was one of those where, like, at the last minute, he looked through the window and saw something he didn't like.
That's one of Wayne Rooney's steak bombs.
Yeah. Or that gone-off chicken that made everyone sick.
Yeah. We saw Ten Hag in the other room being interviewed for the manager job.
Fuck that.
This. Actually, Manu Adebayor pulled a similar trick. So in 2015, he was meant to join Villa on loan from Spurs. And they did the promo photos in the Villa kit. And then finally, he just said to them as he was about to sign, he was like, I just need to consult my pastor. His religious advisor.
That's always alarm bells.
Yeah. And apparently he pulled out because he said he spoke to the pastor and he concluded that he needed a sign from God that it was right to do the deal and he didn't get one.
Every time you say consult his pastor, I'm just what I can see is him just like in front of a bowl of pasta, just like, come on.
I mean, he might as well have been. If you're looking for a sign,
tell me what to do.
If you're looking for
maybe
a
it's
sign
like
from God.
Wasn't we talked last year about the asparagus lady, the one who was doing, she predicted for England to win the Euros by, and she threw her asparagus up in the air, and depending on how it landed, she could read the future. I wonder if Adebayor does the same thing with spaghetti
with his pasta.
I wonder if she's going to pop up again for the World Cup next year.
I'm a bit sick of it. I think we need a new mystic.
I was going to say we could bring her to the World Cup. It'd be quite good to have her with
to
us.
America, share a hotel. Just us and Jemima Packington. Quite good. You get a daily reading on the asparagus.
Yeah.
Or maybe she could do the female singing bit on the Fairy Tale of New York.
You're a dumb, you're a punk, you're a little asparagus.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fairy Tale of Asparagus. Yeah, we'll work it out. Actually, my friend had a similar experience. She was like a tutor to children, but like sort of like rich parents' children who they'll like fly you out on their holiday. So you'll go to like Greece with them and tutor their kids during the holiday, just these like mental rich people. And she did it once with this Vietnamese family, and it was in Greece. She went there, stayed with them, and the dad, who's this super wealthy Vietnamese guy, makes all his decisions by rolling dice. So like apparently I don't know if it's like an odd or even number thing, but they'll tell you like whether you should do something. And she was like, it was pretty fucking annoying and weird. Like every day there'd be like loads of decisions made that way. But anyway, it came to her last day and she was like, can you book me a cab? My flight's in 3 hours. And he was like, well, let's consult the dice. He rolled the dice and he was like, yeah, the dice say no. And she had to stay an extra night. He booked her a new flight the next day.
Fucking hell. He's just like, mate, I want to go.
Also, at that point, I'd be like, I'm being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah.
Really creepy.
Did
I don't think he was a perv or anything. It was
No.
just
weird.
Your life dictated by dice is a bit much.
I think once someone said, no, you can't leave, I'm running.
You're out. You're
not
out.
victim blaming.
You're out.
Maybe that's what Ochoa did. He just went to the cafe, went to get his flat white, rolled the dice.
It's basically what Adebayor did. He said, I needed a sign from God.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of difficult Spurs transfers, do you see Dan Levy is off? The tight-fisted Tottenham chairman. He's stepped down. He's been there for a long time, 25 years. And for most of that period, he was widely considered the tightest bastard in the Premier League, really.
By far.
Alex Ferguson had quite a good story. He said, striking a deal for Dimitar Berbatov was more painful than my hip replacement.
I read Simon Jordan was saying this week that in transfer negotiations, Dan Levy goes up in £10,000 increments.
Really?
For like a 20 million player. Or whatever.
I suppose being that panicky,
It works.
Yeah.
Last of the old guard, really.
Yeah. There was another good story. You might have told it before of when Dinamo Zagreb sold Luka Modric to Spurs, and the director said, after we agreed the transfer, I politely asked for 5 of Luka's jerseys. Levy gave them to me, but the invoice for the transfer, 23 million euros, was minus the value of the jerseys.
Have a day off,
Minus
mate,
like
for
200
fuck's
quid.
sake.
That's amazing. It's the principal, JP.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Spurs very profitable, the most profitable club.
Yeah, they ain't one fuck
Yeah.
all though, have they?
Won the Europa
They
League.
won the Europa League
Well,
last
yeah.
year.
It's funny that
great.
he then quit.
Yeah.
Is that like
Yeah,
mission
it's that-
accomplished, or is that like, this is not what I stand for?
I don't know. I will miss his pettiness though from the Premier League.
Yeah.
Apparently, when Spurs built their new stadium, Dan insisted that everything from cranes to fire extinguishers at the building site were painted so they weren't red.
Nice.
No Arsenal colours. I also didn't realise that he turned down an offer from Roman Abramovich to buy Spurs in 2003.
Did not know that. I always thought it was between us and Liverpool.
I think he probably went to a lot of places.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Yeah, Chelsea just accepted straight away.
they
right?
I
think we were
bought him
fucked,
for
weren't we?
140 million he paid for Chelsea.
We had a lot of
And-
debt. And we were
Yeah.
in a pretty
Deal
bad
was done
way.
in 24 hours or so. To be
Yeah.
fair, Spurs are now worth billions, so
Yeah.
good decision.
So Levy is not actually the money behind Tottenham. The owner is Joe Lewis, this 87-year-old billionaire who, we're looking at a picture of him now. He's got the unmistakable leathery hue of a Bahamas tax
It
exile.
does.
He's a funny
He looks
little
it,
fella,
looks
isn't he?
like
In
it.
his aviators.
He seems quite a lot less cautious. So last year he was spared jail after pleading guilty to insider trading in the US. So basically he'd been sharing these insider stock tips with, firstly, a pilot from Shrewsbury and also the 29-year-old former Miss US Virgin Islands.
They're both looking to get into trading.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the FBI was sort of like trying to work out how these average Joes were making millions in the stock market, and then when these two suddenly cashed in, they realised the connection. So one of them was an employee of Joe Lewis, and the other was a romantic interest.
Which one?
You can probably guess.
So one was his pilot.
One was his pilot. One was the former Miss Virgin Islands. But anyway, both of them poured their life savings into this, I think it was like some obscure biomedical company, and made a shed load of money off it, but then were very quickly rumbled by the FBI. And it turned out that Joe Lewis had been giving his pilot these insider trading tips instead of giving him a proper pension.
You can have one or the other.
That's
Yeah.
great. I mean, you take the stock tips. I wonder if they got to keep the money.
I don't
so.
know. Yeah.
So
Miss Virgin Islands, you can probably guess how that exchange was working.
the transaction. Let's just say he was lost in Fuckland.
Yeah.
Let's just say the pilot was flying him to Fuckland.
Mile High Club.
Yeah. Actually, while we're talking Spurs, see, they signed Xavi Simons.
We were very
from
close to him.
Leipzig. And German papers this week have been saying that he was an absolute nightmare there. Apparently, he's a real diva.
Great to hear.
So apparently one time Red Bull had arranged for him to meet Max Verstappen in Las Vegas after a Grand Prix, and Xavi Simons just stood him up.
Right.
So Max is just waiting there.
Max Verstappen would not take that one.
Yeah,
no,
no, you can imagine
no.
that.
And there was another time he invited his hairdresser to Leipzig's training centre and ended up setting off the fire alarm by using too much hairspray. And the fire department had to get called, and 300 employees were forced to evacuate their training
That's real
centre.
burning toast at uni sort of vibe.
Yeah. And then aside from that, just like whinging. Apparently his teammates christened him Princess.
Oh, he's a bit of a diva.
He's a bit
Yeah,
of a diva.
you can kind of
Got
get that
quite
vibe.
catty week from the German press. Him and Ten Hag.
Yeah,
True.
Good.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
welcome it.
Yeah.
I'm getting that kind of vibe from him. Bit princessy.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have that much of a sense of him. To
I
be
do
honest,
now,
but
but
yeah,
that's
Now
what
we know.
Good player.
it is.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all we got time for. We're going over to Patreon now, where we are going to be looking at some of the most unhinged reactions to 9/11. which obviously we're on the anniversary of.
Yeah.
Not going to be talking about the events of the day. Obviously, we're not insane. But yeah, from sports stars and others, there were some pretty insane reactions and conspiracy theories.
Yeah, a few insider bits on Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, and the contents of
his
his hard
personal
drive,
life.
which I really enjoyed. We are going to
Yeah.
do a proper bin Laden series at some point, I think. But yeah, the stuff on his computer is very good. So
He definitely had a VPN.
yeah.
Pretty sure it was all downloaded, actually.
Yeah, this is old school.
Yeah.
Lime wiring it. There's some really fucking funny stuff in it. All right, I won't spoil it though. You'll have to listen on the Patreon episode if you're not a member already. Patreon.com/Upshot Towers. We'll either see you on there or see you on Tuesday for our Saipan special. Roy Keane's meltdown in the Pacific. It's a goodie. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.